We're back on the RedCubed server, and I'm just placing down some torches for this new little project of mine. Well, little might not be the right word, but here we are. Let me just go back here and get a better look. Where did that spider noise come from? There's a cave under me. There must be. Is that the entrance to the cave? No. Well, there's a cave under me. Okay, so here is the project. Hold on. I'm gonna get a. How come? Place blocks. Won't even place. Dumb blocks. Okay, so here is the top-down version of what I've done. Of course, I have lots of work left to do, which I guess I will be doing in this episode, but it's not quite as big as that circle structure. But I wanted to make another one, possibly taller even, if you can believe it, and sort of link the two up, maybe put a bridge between the two. I think that would be pretty wicked. And ultimately what I'll be doing is building maybe across the river there and doing all kinds of... What is this? March of the Skeletons? Look at them all. Two down there, one over here. Anyway, I'll probably be building across the river and then like building a massive bridge structure across the two or something. All in the future, all planned. So for now, I'm just basically digging this area out slowly, as slow as I can with my efficiency 4 pick, diamond pick, and it's been going pretty well. I've been doing this all by hand, no TNT, and it was a big mountain here, if you remember it, right beside my tree farm. If you go back in a few episodes and like look at me beside these trees here, looking in this direction, there was a massive mountain here, basically the same height as that. Yeah, it was about that height, and I just completely chopped it down by hand. Didn't take very long. I mean, I'm pretty patient and got to listen to some music and kind of just relax to mining away. I don't mind doing that. I guess I could have probably made TNT and made short work of that mountain, but it doesn't really matter to me. Either way, I'll be doing the work in some way, shape, or form, so this just gives me time to relax. So here we are. We're building another circle. And okay, so it's been a while since I recorded the episode regarding copyrights and all that kind of stuff, and I really liked the discussion going on with that one. And I just kind of want to take the opportunity now to reiterate, like I didn't want to, me name dropping the captain there, it wasn't meant to offend anybody, or especially not him, or anybody who watches his stuff, or anything like that. Like I said, I was completely neutral with my opinion of what he did and what he said, and I was just basically using it probably as a bad example, but as an example of the larger YouTubers. And this happens all the time, where they will go and say, oh, this thing was taken down for copyright, and my lawyers are going to go after you, and this and that. And meanwhile, the smaller YouTubers really don't have much of a chance, and definitely don't have the opportunity to go after anybody with lawyers. And this was kind of actually, it put it into perspective how different people's personalities can be. Toby Turner, I'm sure you know him as Tobuscus. He does Minecraft videos and Skyrim videos and Happy Wheels videos, and he's one of the more famous YouTubers, up along the same ranks as like PewDiePie. And well, anyway, Toby the other day was tweeting, and I happened to see a tweet he made, and he said that two of his literal videos, he does literal videos, if you don't know, he's the guy who does like the trailers for video games and stuff, and he will do like a literal description as the trailer's running of what's going on. and 2 of them were taken down for copyright. And his comment on Twitter was basically, "Oh, it's the end. They're taken down. The end." And he kind of brought light to it in a humorous way. Like, he really didn't care that they were taken down for copyright. And that put it into perspective. Like, you know what? Things like that happen. He didn't really care. And it kind of goes to show you, like, no matter how popular he's become, copyright issues like that don't get to him, whether it's because he remembers how it was to just start off and have copyright issues, or because of just the sheer number that he gets. And he didn't rant about it. He didn't do anything like that. He just basically said, "Oh, it happened. The end." And I really, really liked that. It kind of put everything into perspective. So that's basically the end of that rant. I don't know if I'm going to touch on it anymore. Copyright issues to me on YouTube are just ridiculous. Especially when YouTube takes it upon themselves to be the enforcers of the copyright and do more damage than good. So anyway, moving right on to the next thing. There's this thing that happened recently regarding privacy, and it's not related to what we were just talking about. This is my personal life privacy, and it's really upset me. So here's another rant for you, and this series happens to be like just a long series of rants, but it's really the only place that I can let off some steam. What's going on with these guys? Get out of my life. Everything dying and making noise. I can hear them down there. Anyway, I live in Canada, as probably a lot of you know. And what happened recently, as far as the government goes, is kind of it's a breach of trust, is what it is. Now, I went to school, I started university in about, what year was it? 2003, I think it was, to be exact. Die! Man. Annoying guys. I started university in about 2003. I had the opportunity to start it, I think, in 2000 and... Oh, you're bringing me an egg for breakfast? Oh, ouch! Jerk. Don't even want to eat breakfast with me. Brought me an egg. Okay, let me let me collect my thoughts here. I'd rather have an egg than a piece of zombie flesh. I went to school in 2003. I could have gone to school in 2002, but didn't. So anyway, to make a very long story short, I got a student loan, as many people do when they go to university, right? Because it costs absolutely thousands upon thousands of dollars, and my family isn't well off enough to go out and pay for it. And even if they were, my parents have always had the mentality where even if they could afford to pay for my schooling, they wouldn't. And that's fair. You know what? To me, that's completely fair. Why should they pay my way? I should be the one to get a job and get the things that I like. And I've always done that. I worked since I was, I think 14 years old was my first real job. Was like just over the summer job. And it went from there, basically all working in tech jobs. And I earned the money I needed to do whatever I wanted to do. So if I needed a new computer, I worked for it. I was never given anything in life, and I guess that's kind of, I expected that. So I got a student loan, because otherwise it would have been impossible. As much as I worked for everything, it would have been absolutely impossible for me to afford. Just because, a little student job doesn't quite cover most of the expenses that you would have from that kind of thing. Just gonna quickly make a couple chests here while we talk. So, I got a student loan, right? Capiche? And recently, there was this breach of trust where the government apparently lost my information. Lost a hard drive backup of... Oh crap, that's gravel. Always do that. Gravel looks like cobblestone. They had a backup drive with a whole bunch of student data on it from people who have had student loans. Where are my arrows? I need an arrow. Just a single arrow would be fine. So this breach of trust was pretty serious. And so what they did is they lost this hard drive. It contained social insurance numbers. That's the equivalent of a social security number for you in the States. They lost that, and they lost my address, my phone number, my account information, basically like what I was owing and what I had paid. They lost everything on this backup drive, which I guess wasn't encrypted either. I mean, that's 2 strikes, okay? Number 1, you're doing a backup on a portable hard drive, and number 2, that portable hard drive, you're not even encrypting? Are you the government? Really? Because, I don't know, I worked in tech jobs before which were really low budget, and even in those jobs, I've seen people do better. Hey, look at this, we're on the newest snapshot. It's like 1303 WB. 13W03B? Yeah, maybe like that. And you know what I was saying about it looks like stars shining, shimmering, now that you can see like between the blocks? Just look at in the background. Look at the shimmering stars. It's like just crazy. It's like being at a concert and seeing people taking photos. It's just nuts. That's what this place looks like now. Just instant static everywhere. Little tiny white dots. Anyway, getting back on subject. The government really, really breached my trust. Because being the government, I just assumed, as probably most people would, that when they protect my data, when I give them my phone number, that they're going to keep it safe, right? Right. I mean, this isn't some weird third world country. They should have the ability to protect my data, and they didn't. So they set up a calling hotline type of thing to call and make sure that you were affected by it, you know, so that you could take the steps to ensure your privacy. And, yep, sure enough, I called the hotline, and the woman on the other end of the line said, I'm sorry to inform you that you were affected by this data breach. Like, tell me something I didn't already figure out. But I called it anyway, just to be sure, 100% sure. So I'm pretty upset about that. Recently. Like, the government, they do so good with some things. Well, okay, very few things. But you put a certain level of trust in them because they are the government. And they have all the money in the world, basically. All the taxpayers pay huge into these programs that they create. In this case, the HRSDC, the Human Resources and Skills Development Department. You pay big money as a taxpayer to make sure that that department runs well. And to go and do something so foolish as to put your backup on a drive, like, where's the education for your staff? If it's the IT guys who decided that it would be on there, why do they even still have jobs? Why am I paying them as a taxpayer? It's just one of those things that really, really upsets me. Now, especially as an IT guy, you know, where at my office, where my office is definitely not the government, we're still not dense enough to put everything on a backup drive, and if we do, it's all encrypted. Like, encrypted with even basic encryption would be pretty fine. And I don't know, maybe the drive was, but from everything that I've been told, even by the government, no, my data is out there. my social insurance numbers out there, date of birth, phone number, first and last name, address, like everything. So right now there are two separate class action lawsuits going on. And I'm happy to inform everyone that I have joined both of them. There's no way that I'm going to just sit idly by while the government simply says sorry and then continues on their way, business as usual. Okay, sorry we lost your information. As a result, we'll give you a free credit check every year to make sure that nobody's screwing up your life. Thank you. Thank you very much, Government of Canada. Really. Thank you. Free credit check. Ugh. Just, it's so upsetting. So I guess basically the deal is if you went to school between the years 2000 and 2006, I think it was the other year. Between those 2 years, then your information's out there. So my brother was also affected. He went to school later. He went in 2006. I think his data's probably been compromised too. I wanted him to go and call the number, and I don't know if he ever actually went and got around to that, but I hope that he did. And he said, well, I'd like to join the class action lawsuit, but I don't want to end up paying, like, how much are the legal fees going to be, even between certain people. Like, if 40,000 people join this class action lawsuit, and the charges for the law firm come to, say, $1 million, that's just throwing a huge number out there, we'd still all have to pay quite a big amount of money. And I basically went to my brother and I said to him, like, listen, join the class action lawsuits. I will pay for you, just to get another name on the bill. I will pay to have them pay. That's how upset I am, right? So that's basically what I've been dealing with now. I've been checking my credit card statements and my actual debit statements for my bank. I've got 3 separate bank accounts, including PayPal. So I've just been pretty much watching all of them and hoping for the best. Now, there is a chance that because this thing was just lost and not necessarily stolen, that it's not even in the hands of some person who might do damages to it. It might be in the basement of the IT room. You never know. Maybe some guy just wiped the hard drive and put it in a pile, and even though they're looking right at it, they don't know that it is what it is. All that I know is that this drive went missing in November, I forget the exact date, like the 8th, let's say. It was brought to their superior's attention November 30th. What, you never see them in the lunchroom or something? What, you never communicate? Took a month to tell your superior, oh yeah, by the way, we lost 500,000 Canadians' data on a hard drive. But I guess they were giving themselves time to look for it first. But I think the proper procedure would have been to tell the superiors, even if they are just starting to look for it, just like, don't want to alarm you yet, but we can't locate a drive, we're looking for it. That's all that it would have taken. And they didn't do that. So, man, it just upset me. Just upsets me. The whole situation. So, with that said, my next steps right now are basically just to sit idly by and wait. Wait and see if my stuff is stolen or if everything's okay. Maybe if I was the thief, though, I just stole 500,000 Canadians' social insurance number, and now I'm going to pretend to be one of them. Going to open up some credit card accounts or, whatever it is. Create a fake driver's license for all I care. with that information, would I use it right away? No. No, no, no. Maybe 2 years down the road, I'd use that information. So I really got to check my accounts for years. That's put a level of insecurity in me that I've never had before. I'm upset about it. And yes, I am joining the class action lawsuit against the government. So they can all just it's so frustrating that it's actually making me laugh. It's funny. So that's all I really have to say about it. Is that's basically what I've been dealing with lately. And I mean, Minecraft has definitely taken my mind off of it a little bit. So I'm kind of happy about that too. It's amazing how this little game can help quite a bit, right? Just take your mind off of things and help you relax. That's kind of why I tore down the whole mountain. This is the Canadian government mountain taken down. Lame, I know, but it's what I gotta do. It's what I gotta do just to calm myself down. Because I'm not, if you can imagine it, I'm such a sweetie pie online, I'm sure, right? But when it comes to things that are like things of injustice, especially when it involves me directly like this, I am like a lion. I will attack on first sight. I am not the friendly type. If you have done something completely unjustifiable, then you better watch out. It's just the way that I'm going to be. I could practically be a lawyer myself in some ways. I'm not saying that I know anything legal, but I have that ferocity that I could probably put someone in their place and prove my point pretty well. So this whole situation's got me riled up, and Minecraft has taken my mind off of it. So here is basically the platform for our circle. I got to collect more. It won't take very much more, probably just once I take down those spruce wood trees that are behind here, I'll be able to finish this floor. And then I got to really start working on the no, wait. Did I say spruce? Spruce, I meant birch. The birch is what I will use to finish the floor. Spruce is what I will use to start building up the walls. And like I said, I want to make it actually taller than this one. So that's going to be interesting to try. Or maybe I should make it... Should I make it... I got an idea. I just had another idea of what I might do. I might actually make it shorter, but I might actually do like a tiered layer that is taller. So say this one goes up to about here, where my cursor is, in height, so like halfway up, and then have almost like a flat top to it, and then on top of that, have a giant tower higher. I don't know. I'm just going to start building it and see how it looks once I get to about where my cursor is. And once I get to about there, then we'll see what I'm going to do. I have kind of some ideas in my head, but I don't think them out until I'm starting to build. So here we are. And with that whole rant done, I guess we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.